Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am going to do a review of the Playmobil A-TEAM van. It's set number 70750. I don't understand what the 5-99 is. That was on another one that I did. It's on several actually. This Volkswagen up here has that. So I don't. If anybody knows what that means, leave a comment. But some of them say 5-99 behind them. But I believe it's just, like on the side, it just says 70750. So that's the set number. And I'm going to be opening this up from scratch and assembling it and reviewing it. I'm going to try to do it kind of quickly so the video won't be a very long video, hopefully, like super long, but I try to make them detailed enough that people scan through videos anyway and find the part they want. So if it's got what you're looking for at some point, hopefully you can scan through and find it. You might just be interested in the figures or how the stickers go on or whatever. So I know people don't always watch the entire videos, but that's why I just make them very thorough and you can find the parts you're interested in. But I'll try to make this one not be too long. So this has the van and a bunch of tools and some other items, and you got the whole A-TEAM and like some tanks and stuff, some kind of, I guess like a welding tank or something. And then it's got them on the front. You got Hannibal, BA, Faceman, and Murdock. And then there's a kind of little action scene. Looks like Murdock has a sock hand puppet thing. And then it shows how the van has different. I don't know if that top's meant to come on and off, or if it's just showing how it's assembled. Well, I guess it has to come on and off to put them in there. And then the doors open. So I'm interested in this one. I've always been a big A-TEAM fan. I grew up watching the A-TEAM. I think that was my most exciting thing every week, is when the A-TEAM would come on Tuesday nights. Okay, let me open this. I already cut the tape on it, but that's interesting the way they display this when it opens. So I'm gonna look at that. I like that. They're all lined up. You can slide that out and use it for like a little setup. A little background setup. That's nice. I wasn't expecting that. Murdock needs his cap. He always had a cap on. But we'll get to that. I think the contents are inside here. Let's see what else we got. We have the pamphlet. Looks like the box top. Then you got a scene with them. Full body scene. It's kind of like what they had on the front, except it has right here. But these are just bust shots, and this has the whole full body display of them. And I'm thinking there's probably some labels stuck in here somewhere. They might be in a baggie. Alright, let's see what else is in the box. We got the van. Looks like it's pretty much, okay, it don't have the wheels. I'm gonna say it looks like it's pretty much assembled, but it's got the main shell assembled. And then you have this, which is just what the van was sitting down in, like a tray. Still pretty nice the way they displayed that when it opens. It was a nice little presentation when I opened the box. I wasn't expecting that. So I'm gonna put this back in here, and let's set this aside for a minute and put this over here. And I'm going to take these out for a minute just so I don't sling them out of the box when I get the rest of this stuff out. So it's got the little display on the front of the box that the contents are in, but then you have to get the contents out. And just dumping them out. Not a whole lot in there. It should be pretty easy to assemble, I think. Okay, so now this is empty, so I'm going to set this in the back. I'm going to just set those kind of in front of it for now. Let's get better lighting on them. And let's just go ahead and open these. They actually have numbers on these bags. This is bag number 1. I'm going to leave them, I'm going to open them but put them in little piles based on which bag they came out of. I don't know if it matters. I don't think there's important to keep them separated like doing Legos or Mega Constructs or something, but just for case, they got a number on there for some reason, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to hold on to my little baggies since they're numbered. If they're just clear baggies, I usually throw them away, but if they have numbers, I keep them usually in the box in case I want to try to repackage it the way it came or something. So you got 4 big old tires. And I'm going to stack them because they're wanting to roll away here. And then you have the 4 little pieces that make them attached to the van. Alright, and got one more baggie here. And there's a bunch of little baggies inside the big baggie, so they're not numbered. I think these are all tools. Yeah. These are the mirrors that go on the side. Got chairs. And there's the spoiler. And this is stuff that makes the tank, welding tank, and some binoculars. One more. These are like little attaching pieces that, well, some of them are. Got your little attaching pieces. I'll put the little tool with that comes in handy. And these are stuff that stickers go on, it looks like. And the lights that go on top. And some of these little clamps. They're usually used to hold something in place. And I'm not sure what that is. So we'll slide all this. I'm just kind of organizing. That looks like a trailer hitch. There's Murdock's cap. Some walkie-talkies. Stick of dynamite, I guess. Not sure what these are. And then you got Mr. T jewelry, I suppose. And this goes to the toolbox. You got a flashlight. And there's Murdock's sock puppet glove, I guess. Okay. So everything's laid out here. Don't look like a whole lot. I think we can put this together pretty quick. So here's the pamphlet. Okay, so it's got a write-up for each one. And it's got an overall write-up. The A-Team. 10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they did not commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team. So, we all know that part. Anybody that's ever watched the A-Team regularly. I had that down pretty good. I didn't even have to really read it that closely. I've heard it so many times. Okay, so we got Hannibal Smith. He leads the A-Team, a master tactician. He keeps his team out of trouble, but his unconventional methods rarely lead to a predictable conclusion. He is a master of disguise, and he loves it when a plan comes together. All right. And then you got BA, Bad Attitude Baracus. Try to get a wide shot there. And it says, he is an extraordinary skilled... Let me start over. He is an extraordinarily skilled mechanic. He is also the team muscle. He has a very short fuse, so do not get him angry. He fears no one and nothing except for getting in a plane. And then you got Lieutenant Templeton Faceman Peck. They got the little quotation mark in the wrong place. It should be up there. Oh well. I think some of that stuff is because if you notice the primary language on these, it's not English. It's usually, the English is like down here. I think it's German. So I think Playmobil is like, maybe started out as a German company or something. I need to research that. I was wondering about that the other day, actually. Maybe I'll do a little video on the history of Playmobil, how it started and stuff. But, they've been around for a long time, though. They had Playmobil stuff in the 70s, I think. I know they had it in the 80s. I'll have to look at those Christmas catalogs and see when they start popping up. But anyway, let's read this. He is Lieutenant Templeton Faceman Peck. He is the A-Team's con man and go-to guy when it comes to getting what they need. He uses his good looks and charm to scam and hustle his way to the prize. He can talk anyone into anything and will use impressions and disguise to get what he wants. And next page should be Howlin' Mad Murdock. Yeah, they have that quotation mark down here again. I think in some languages maybe that's how it works. I'm not exactly sure. You can leave a comment if you know. It might be like in Spanish where you have an upside down question mark and stuff that we don't have in English. So I gotta research that. Okay, Howlin' Mad Murdock. I think they called him H.M. Murdock sometimes. He is one of the best chopper pilots to emerge from Vietnam. His record reports him as being officially mentally unstable, and he is scarily convincing at it. He doesn't run from trouble. Instead, he'll plot a course directly for it, often to the dismay of B.A., who has a love-hate relationship with him. And he's got a shirt on that says, "Bring back the dodo." I wonder if that was an actual shirt that he had on in one of the episodes. I'm not sure. Okay, and over here it says, new. Assembly made easy. Have fun with your new Playmobil toy. And it shows him opening the bag, and it's got a 1 on the thing and a 1 on the bag. So maybe they're saying this numbering system on the bags is new, because I haven't seen numbers on the bags before. And this is a pretty new set. So maybe that's why it says new like that. Okay, so bag 1. Yeah, these are laid out a little bit more like a Mega Constructs guide now, because it shows you which bag to open. So they're trying to make it more simplified. I like that. Communication's good. Alright, so you got your figures over here, and the number 1's going to be your accessory for your figures. That's what it's saying. So let's start out with Murdock. And he's got that shirt on the figure too, where it says "Bring back the dodo." And it shows his sock puppet hand, or glove, and his cap. So we'll put those on him. There we go. So there he is. I'm going to turn the light on and see if we can... There we go. I think that's a little better. Sometimes the light causes a glare. Sometimes it's better. So I turn it on and off during the videos sometimes. I'm sorry if that's unprofessional. But... okay, like now it's causing a glare. So then we got, I'm just going to turn it on and off as we go. So you got BA, he's got 2 bracelets for each arm and his necklace. So, and if you notice on these, they all have part numbers. And when I did that Marty McFly truck, it was missing one of the hubcaps. And I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to try to attempt to contact customer service and give them that part number I'm missing and see if they're actually good about sending out a replacement part or something. So I'll do a little follow-up video on that Marty McFly truck I did from the Back to the Future set that I did. But I just want to point that out, that these all have like a part number, so it'd be easy to tell customer service which piece you were missing. So I'm thinking they might be pretty good at sending out a little replacement piece. It wouldn't cost them hardly anything. They're so small. I mean, it would be something like, you know, sending me something like this in the mail. So they can send it in an envelope for 50 cents or something. But I'm interested in seeing how good they'll be about customer satisfaction and all that. But I'll do a follow-up video on that one and let you know when I find out. Okay, so we'll turn the light back on. And let's get BA and we'll put his jewelry on him. He's got a beard. I don't think that comes off. Sometimes these come off, the hair pieces, but his looks like it's glued on pretty good. And I think it's because it goes all the way around his head like that. But, so he has a necklace, and he has the detailing on his shirt already. So this just kind of gives it a little bit more depth. So it looks like he's still got a bunch of gold jewelry on like he does on the show. But it makes it stick out a little bit more. So I believe all these are the same. Yeah, I don't see any differences in any of these, so I don't think it matters which order they go on. So we'll just start snapping those on. I almost need tweezers for this. I have such a hard time getting these bracelets on and watches on these. They're a little loose, so that's kind of cool because they'll move around a little bit. I guess they need to be because usually they're just the right size to fit right here. And since he's got 2, they need to be able to go up to his arms and stuff. But that kind of gives it more depth too, because he can have one up here a little bit and not just look like a big long cuff. It looks like he's got a couple of bracelets on or something. So I like that. And these are a little easier to get on than those watches were on the Back to the Future figures, but just because they're looser. And all right, so there he is. Got his jewelry on, and he's like, "I pity the fool who don't like my jewelry." I don't know. He pities the fool for something anyway. I'm just making up stuff. Okay. Now, we got Face Man. He has 2 cuffs. And unless I left one in the bag, I'm missing one. So I might be doing customer service on this set. It's possible I did not. It's so small, it's possible it's still in one of these little baggies. So. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. Well, that helps then. That's one less thing. Always make sure before you throw your baggies away, you're not missing something the size of a earring back or something. Okay, all he has on his is those cuffs. So I just dropped that one in the floor. Okay, there we go. Let me see. I see it. Pause for a second. Okay, I'm back. Put this here. Alrighty. You can have a little ascot thing. And it's a little kerchief thing sticking out of his pocket. The only thing about him is his jacket. I don't know. You know, it looks like he's got holes in his sleeves. That could have been tighter, or they could have painted underneath blue so you don't notice that on his body, on his torso. I don't really like that part that it shows that way. But I don't know. I won't complain too much about it, but I mean, it's pretty noticeable. Looks like that could have been avoided. It's not, I don't think this is something you'd, because his sleeves are going to be, his arms are a different color. So, I mean, if you took this part off, it ain't like he's going without the jacket. He's going to have the jacket colored sleeves. So, if nothing else, they could have just painted the torso underneath there to match the sleeves. Maybe just the whole sides of the torso. So, that's a gripe I have. I will say I have a complaint. I try to be pretty positive usually, but that bugs me. That seems unnecessary. But okay, so he's done, and then we have Hannibal, and Hannibal doesn't have any extra accessories. I know one accessory they could have added, but because it's a toy, they probably didn't. But if they could have made him have a hand that's holding a cigar, he was always smoking a cigar when he said, "I love it when a plan comes together." So if he could have just like been holding up that and it had an alternate hand or something, that would have been pretty cool. And the same thing with him. Now, if this was a vest, that would be fine, but it's not a vest because the arms are the same color as this. So it's supposed to be his jacket. And in the show, he usually wore a jacket that color. So and he usually had a blue shirt on, I believe. They had almost the same outfit every week, except for maybe Face Man. I think every week they were dressed the same, just about. Murdock would have a different t-shirt on, I think, but Face Man, he was kind of preppy, so he changed clothes. But Hannibal and BA, and they almost had the same look all the time, and Murdock always had that leather jacket and flannel shirt and khakis and a cap. So I don't know. This was one thing about the A-Team I like. I think that they were consistent. But anyway, yeah, that just bugs me. I wish they could have done that different. Okay, get off my high horse and move on here. Okay, we got our toolbox. And all you do on that is stick these handles down in here. And done. Okay, it's open more on one side than the other. I was going to say that's going to be kind of hard to get things in and out, but it's not centered. It's kind of open more on one side so you can put your tools in there. Okay, and you got two walkie-talkies. And we have both of those. You got a stick of dynamite, which is another reason Hannibal could use a cigar, because he used to use that cigar to light his dynamite and throw it out the window and stuff. You got two of these. These are supposed to be milk cartons. They used to spike Mr. T's milk to knock him out so they could put him on the plane, because he was scared of planes. So there might be stickers for these. We'll see. I haven't seen any stickers so far, though. There should be stickers somewhere. Okay. And then you got a flashlight. Let me flip through this and see if there's some stickers stuck in here. I do not have a sticker sheet that I see. Uh-oh. That could be bad. It might be in the van. That's the one place I haven't looked. No? Uh-oh. This might be a crappy review without stickers. There's no other stickers in there. I'm looking everywhere. I'm in a panicked frenzy. Okay. Bag empty. That bag's empty. That bag's empty. That bag is empty. That bag is empty. Nothing in here. Oh no, I'm missing stickers. Well, that's definitely something they should be able to mail out, but I do not want to wait and put the stickers on it. I'm doing a review as I open it. Ruining my night. Yeah, I do not have stickers. I'm upset I'm knocking things off. I'm looking around to make sure I did not drop them. No, I don't have stickers. Okay, well, we'll look at the instructions of where the stickers would have gone. And I may have to do a part 2. That'll be a good little follow-up for what I was saying about the part number. I'll see if they can get me some stickers sent out, which would be part number 30814786. So I will contact, probably through their website. I don't see anything in here that has it, but I know on their website, I was looking at it yesterday, and there's contact information. Here we go. Find something in English. Addresses of customer service departments are shown in all Playmobil catalogs. Okay. I actually ordered a catalog from their website last night, so. But I'm sure there's a way to contact them through the website. So I will do a follow-up on that and see how good they are about making that up. And if nothing else, I ordered this through Amazon and it's been less than 90 days. So if I have to, I will send this back and get a brand new one and start from scratch. But hopefully they can just send me the stickers, because that's a lot of unnecessary loss on their part if I have to return the whole thing over some stickers. So I bet they're pretty good about it though. So that'll be an experiment. We'll do a little long-term experiment to see if we get the stickers we need. But I'm really disappointed that they're not in here, because I'm not very patient. When I start on something, I want to go from start to finish and finish it right then. So I'm a little OCD that way. Okay. Let me control my OCD and we'll go on. But while what made me wonder, yep, that's what I was wondering. See those stickers right there? These are little milk cartons. Because they're stickers that would go on those to make them look like milk cartons. So that's what got me to start looking for the stickers all of a sudden. See, there's where showing number 5 goes on that. And it said it was in bag 1, the stickers. I'll look one more time. Unless I've just totally lost my vision. There's no stickers in there. Okay. Well, let's get on to the rest of it. So these are just accessories. I'm going to stick those in their hands. No, I'm not. I'm just going to set them aside for now, because we may be doing some other stuff with them here in a minute. Alright. And also, these things are pretty much, can't do anything with them. Whatever they're supposed to be. Those 3 top stickers go on those. Those like blueprints for the van, maybe? Yeah. Okay. So these are supposed to be like blueprints for the van for some reason. And I guess they can hold it up, but there's no stickers to put on them, so I'll put these aside for now. And then the most disappointing part is the license plate stickers. That's really gonna, it would look a lot better with some license plates, but okay. So we got our van shell, and it says to take off the top and put in the seats, and then we put on the mirrors, and then it's got the wheels on it already. Did I skip that? Yeah. Okay, let me go back. I skipped this section. So here's the van. And it shows how the roof and the front and the 2 doors and the bumper are all separate. But they're already on there. So I'm just going to look at that real quick. Here's the top. It comes off. So there it is. Turn the light on for this. So there's that. And then this part comes off. It came off pretty easily, so, but it stayed in place too, so I like that. Sometimes if you have something that is removable, it don't want to stay, or it's hard to pop off. But that had a good, Playmobil's good about that. They usually have things that are well, I guess they're German. They're well engineered. And then this comes off somehow, but since it was already on, there it is. Okay. So it has this thing here, some little tabs, and that snaps up underneath there. I'm going to break it all down and then put it back together like it shows, as if it came unassembled. Okay, this does not come off. The 2 back doors do. Okay, so it shows sort of like, you know, all these parts are separate. So I guess technically if you were missing one of these parts, it's got a part number up. Maybe that's why they break it down that way. But we'll just show it being put back together now. So I am actually, while I have the top off, I'm going to skip back to that other page where it showed the seats being put in, and we'll go ahead and put the seats in there while the top's off. I'll save a little bit of time. So, one of them shows here the way they are. One's facing this way, one's facing backwards. Oh, I'm skipping a step. That's why I was wondering how they attach. Okay, you have the those little red connectors. They go on the bottom, so that probably makes them spin. That's good. I'm going to use my little tool here. Okay. And then we'll put that in there. I always love those captain's chairs in that van because they would spin. These don't really spin so much, though. They're just facing backwards. So that's kind of disappointing. Because in the show, they were far enough back that they all faced forward, but they could also spin around backwards. If somebody was in the back, they could spin around and talk to them. I always thought that was cool. You can put them in facing forward though, but you wouldn't be able to put your figures in there. So I do like that at least you can do that if there's nobody in the seat. So I guess for the purposes of this set, you pretend they're turned around. They have it spun around backwards talking to someone like they would do in the show sometimes. And you can turn them sideways too, though. They have different options. So he could be turned this way talking, and this person could be facing backwards talking or something. And I think that's how it actually shows it in the book here. So that's how I'm doing it for now. And then one of them's back here. So one more connector piece. Pop that into place. And then we're going to put it right here, facing that way. Okay. So you got a little combination of which ways the seats turn. And like I said, you can face them both of these facing forward if you don't have them being occupied at the moment. And that looks a little more accurate, you know, what you would expect. You can face them both backwards. But in the show, the door was only on one side on this van. This side didn't have a door. So often this person would be kind of swiveled around this direction. And unfortunately, it doesn't snap in if you do it catty-cornered. So that he's kind of like he spun it around. So it's like it has to be at a 90-degree angle to snap. So he's going to be looking straight to the door. Now when the door is open, this one could be hit. They would also often hang out the door with their guns. Notice also there's no guns with this. So I like how in this day and age it's like it's for kids, you can't have guns, but you can have a stick of dynamite, but you can't have a cigar to light it with. So I guess that makes it safe. I don't know. Another complaint. That's just an 80s kid talking. They need some guns so they can hang out the door with them. Okay, I'm going to get off my high horse again. Okay, I'm going to put the mirrors on. Well, let's see. Let's go back and do it in order from this point. So we'll go ahead and put the... Let's put the wheels together next. That'd be pretty simple. So, you put the wheel inside the... Well, the wheels are in there. You put the hubcap on and the little spindle thing. And that slides in there. It snaps in. Sometimes you have to put the two pieces together and they hold each other, but that snaps on and then that snaps inside. Don't really snap on that one, it just kind of presses in. So we'll do that for all four wheels. Super fast to do on these since the wheel itself is already inside the rubber tire. That's usually what takes the longest amount of time on putting the tires together, is getting those lined up. Now if you notice on these, when you put these in, they have to be a certain direction because they're not centered. So that's how you would put them in according to the picture here. The shaft thing sticks out on the lower end. So we'll do that. If you don't do them right, they won't line up right, and it'll not be centered inside that. It'd be up too high, and it may not even go in there if you tried it the wrong way. Let's try. Well, I guess it would. It looked like he was on it was built up though, instead of being, I lost one of my Maybe I never stuck it in there. Here we go. So that would look like, I guess technically you could no, it won't snap in the wrong way. Okay, I was going to say you might could raise it up, make it a high rider instead of a low rider. But it has a little snap thing. So if you don't put it the right way, it won't snap in. So it only goes one way. So there's the answer to that. I don't know if y'all like my thought process as I go. I try to do these videos as if somebody's opening it for the first time and figuring it all out and trying to interpret the instructions. But let me know in the comments what you think about that. Do you like that, or do you prefer me to go ahead and open these things up and look at them and figure them out before I start so that the video will go faster and it's more of just a review, or just a cut to the chase setup instead of a detailed setup? Let me know in the comments. I like the feedback. I'm trying to make the channel successful, and I want everybody to like it, and I don't want to be boring people to death, but I just thought it might be a different point of view if you're kind of going through I can't talk. If you're going through the thought process with me. So, okay. So we got the wheels on, and we got all those pieces that we took off just to show that they come off. So we'll put all those back. So this has a snap on the bottom, and it can only go one way really. And it snaps in place very nicely. And then you have the doors that go on the back. They have these little nubs. And in my experience, these in toys in the past, these little type deals are what wear down, and then things won't stay on. I know, like the She-Ra Crystal Castle, it's hard to find doors and windows that will stay on because they had that same kind of engineered thing. So it's hard to find one of those with the doors and windows because they'd fall off all the time. People would lose them. If you snapped them in one time when you got out of the box and left them alone and didn't just overwear them, they usually do pretty good. But over time, with a lot of play, these often wear down. Now, this might be a thicker plastic or something than what they used to use in the 80s. So maybe, I mean, being engineered by Germans, there's no telling. That's probably like some super duper newfangled type of plastic, and they've figured all those problems out. But as long as you just leave it in there, it's probably pretty good. But if you like just constantly took that on and off, it would probably wear down and not want to stay on good. But as far as like swing and open and close, I don't think that's going to wear it down. You could probably do this all day long and it's not going to. But if some kid just like to take the door on and off constantly, that would probably be a problem down the road. All right. So you got the doors that open on the back. And I believe I have high respect for German engineers, I guess you can tell. German engineers got us to the moon. So that's why I was saying that about it being German constructed. They may have better engineering. For those that aren't into history or kept up with that, you younger generation, you might not have caught the reference of what I was saying there. All right, and then you got your top goes on. So that finishes up this page, and this page, and this page, and this page, except for the stickers for the license plates, which I'm really sad about that. Okay. And then on this page, it shows how to do the little blueprints, which we don't have the stickers for those either. So we'll skip that. But it looks like they hang on the wall in here. So I guess we could slide them in there even though they don't have their stickers on there. So we'll just go ahead and do that. I saw that slot, but I wasn't sure what that was for. So these are like the place you put your blueprints, apparently. And apparently you only put one there at a time because I don't think they all fit down in there. You just pick which one you want to display at a time, I guess. In this case, we decide if we want to display a blue or a white because they have no stickers. I'm going to put a blue one because they're supposed to be blueprints, not white prints. Okay, then you got this thing here. And it just has an arrow going down inside there. So let's see if we can figure out where it wants us to put that. I think just over here on the side. Just right here, I guess. It's got two holes there. Let's see if there's a different angle with that. Okay, it shows it slightly right here. Sticking out. So if we can, I think it's going to go in that first hole. I think it's supposed to. Uh-oh. If you can see it in that picture from that angle, I think that looks about right. There's the picture. And there's that. So that looks about right. I think it must go in that first hole. But there's another hole. If you want to move it back a little bit further, you could. There we go. There's two holes. So you could technically stick it in the second hole and it'd be centered. But that's not how they have it in that picture, because in the picture it obviously is hanging over right here. So I'm going to do it like they had in the picture. And put it in that last hole. And that looks like it does in the picture. Okay. And we got these little hooks. There's 3 of these. And they go in this pegboard looking thing right here. And that's where you hang your flashlights and dynamite and stuff, I guess. So we'll do that now. So it looks like they got them. I guess you can put them in whichever ones. There's a bunch of different ones, so you can kind of line it up how you want. That's supposed to be like a pegboard, basically. In the picture, they got one in this one. And they have one in the one just slightly below it. I think it's in this one. It's hard to tell because it's a drawing, but I think there's one in that one. And it says 3, but it only shows where 2 of them, where they put 2 of them in the picture. No, I see another one here, I think. There's one way up towards the front, kind of about halfway, so let's put it about right here. Maybe right here. Maybe that'll work. So that's how I did it. And we'll try. So we got a flashlight, a walkie-talkie, and a stick of dynamite. It shows. It shows the dynamite going in that first one. Camera to focus here. Okay, sorry about that. Kind of odd place to store a bundle of dynamite, on a pegboard in the back of a moving van that's constantly jumping over ravines and stuff. But But I don't, that looks weird to me. I don't think of putting dynamite on a pegboard in the back. But as a matter of fact, I'm going to take that off because I want one of them holding that dynamite. Okay. And it's got the walkie-talkie on the second one, but I think I'm going to put both walkie-talkies back here. And it's got, this is pretty squared. And those little pegs are rounded, so I don't know how good that's going to be, but we'll try. They don't really want to snap in there super easy. Okay, they do pretty good once you finally get them on there. Okay, so I'm going to put both walkie-talkies there. Like they got them stored in case they need to grab some walkie-talkies to take on a mission. So there they are. Having trouble getting it to go inside and focus here. Hang on. Here we go. So I got those in there like that. And then they got the flashlight, and it's over here on the front facing upwards in the picture, so I'll do it that way. Now, I suppose you could use your pegboard for actually using hanging tools on there. But they're making it look more like an arsenal type thing, and then the toolbox is for the tools, I think. So kind of like a command center setup or something. So I'll slide my blueprints back in there. I knocked those out a while ago. So that's what that's supposed to look like, minus the sticker for the blueprints. And it's supposed to look like there's little drawers that pull out, but I don't believe they pull out. No, they're actually stickers that's already applied, it looks like. Or paint. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's stickers or paint, but that's like kind of molded with the doors and stuff, and then it has black on there to outline it. So it looks like he's got drawers and stuff to store things in. And on this side, it doesn't have any detailing like that, but that's pretty cool though. If I had a van, I used to have a van. I love my van. It wore out after about 20 years, but if I had one big enough to walk around in the back like he had and do all that stuff, I wonder if sometimes if they had a bigger mock van on the show that they used to shoot scenes, because they'd have like 10 people in there having a conversation, turning around different ways and doing stuff. And like, how are they doing all that in that van? They must, I wonder if they did some perspective tricks. Okay, and we got our trailer hitch, which we don't have anything to hook it to, but we'll go ahead and pop it in here, and he'll be ready to pull something if they add accessories later or something. In the meanwhile, it'll be good for breaking your leg on when you're trying to put something in the back of your van. And then it's got the spoiler. Let's go and put that on. And it goes facing this way, of course. Let's see. Okay. Get the snap. One side snapped in easily. This one's not wanting to snap in very easily. There we go. Got it. Okay, that looks pretty good once you get it snapped in. It's been a little ornery there for a minute. And then you got the lights. So looks like the orange ones go in the middle and the white ones go on the outside. Looking for another reference picture. Okay, yeah, here's one. So the orange ones go in the middle and the white ones go on the outside. So let's go ahead and stick those in. They stick in real easily. They don't snap, they just stick in. And they're not meant to spin, apparently. Yeah, one side's got like a flattened edge. I don't know if you can see that. They're not totally round, so they're not meant to spin around or anything. But I sort of like that better because they don't, you're not always having to go back and adjust them and get them lined up, so they stay in place. Now this is actually, I believe that's painted on also. So I believe that detailing inside is probably paint, not stickers. But this little moonroof thing, that is painted on. But that gives it a good detailed look. I like that. And then there it is with the lights. Let's go ahead and pop this on. I'm going to close the back doors for a few minutes. Alright, so it's starting to look good. Not sure what this is. We'll find out. Let's put the mirrors on. Snap. 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 Come on. That one didn't snap, but it went in. Alright. I'm not sure what these little holes are for. I wonder if they're going to come out with some more sets, or they just want, they plan ahead in case they potentially come out with more sets. And this is some kind of connector piece that could be used later. Now, something I just noticed, other than that I smudged up the windshield when I was working on this, is that this windshield piece, you have to take the top off before you can do that, because it covers it. So that might be interesting to someone, I don't know. And let me see one more thing before I go any further. Okay, let's go ahead and leave the top off, because we're going to put the we're going to put this together. That's the welder thing, and we'll stick it in the back. So this just goes on the top. It already has little gauges on there. I like that. And it's got a little warning label or whatever. And that goes facing the same direction, it looks like. So it looks like that. And then it has the hose. The little knob on the end there goes through this hole here, it says. So. Okay, it don't go through it. It just sits and it goes inside it. And then there's a little thing. So it kind of, it stays pretty good. It would come out easily if you pulled back on it, but that's all right. And then you have that. I guess you could act like you're filling it up with some propane. I don't know. Okay. Got the binoculars and the milk cartons and all the tools. It's interesting that all the tools have one part number. If you had to reorder that, would they send you a whole set of tools if one of them was missing? I don't know. Okay, so that is that. Let's finish setting up our little scene here. So, let's put all the tools and see if they go in the toolbox. So we got like a wrench and a pry bar and a screwdriver and a hammer, and you got your lug, your what do you call it? thing removes lug nuts. And then you got some more pliers or wrench. Maybe it's a crescent wrench. I don't know. It's got like maybe a clamp of some kind. And this looks like also one of these things. The other kind that's not the X shape. Most of these are not going to fit in the toolbox. Not all at the same time, anyway. You can get most of them in there. I don't think that would go at all. Unless it sticks out of the back. See, that's something that could hang on the pegboard. And that too, maybe. Most of them you can get in there. You just can't get this in there. So, that's pretty good, I guess. Got your stick of dynamite. Got an extra one of these connectors. And you got your milk cartons and stuff we didn't have the stickers for. So, I'm just going to set that aside. Got your binoculars and this. And I think I noticed in the back of here, they got that propane tank shoved down between the seat and the door. That's a weird place. Is there a mount for it there? Yeah, there is. Okay, there's a little thing here that the bottom of this goes into. And that little, see that down there by that seat? So there's a place for that there. It seems like an odd place for a propane tank. And that hose is going to be kind of in the way of the door. I think I would have figured out a way to put it over here on this side if I was designing it, but I don't really like this hanging out the door when you open it, and there's not something to make that it sticks out past the door. I guess you could kind of run it behind the seat to get it out of the way, but I don't really like that being right there. I'll just kind of tuck it behind the seat, the hose part. It looks kind of weird, but oh well. Alright, I want to populate this van with some A-Team members. I was going to put the toolbox back here. I guess that's going to go all over the place. I wish maybe it had a place it could snap into. Just for the purposes of, I guess all the tools could still fall out anyway. They don't attach to it. But for now, I'm just going to leave the toolbox out. And I dropped the hammer. Okay, we'll put it back in there. So, let's put our figures in here. So we'll put BA driving. I think I'm going to give Hannibal the binoculars. They have a stretchy band, so you can go over their heads with it. I'm just going to kind of put that around his neck like he's... I might put him in his hand, let's see. Yeah. If you put him in his hand with that around the neck, it pulls loose. It's just too much tension, so let's just hang him around his neck. And these just kind of do like that nozzle on the tank. It's just kind of sliding that hole there. But they slide through pretty easily if you put a lot of pressure on them. So that should be alright. So let's put those around his neck. And maybe go, there we go. That'll work. I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not. I think I'll just leave those off for now too. Okay, let's take this off. Let's put BA behind the wheel. get it at an angle where you can see. Okay, the steering wheel. A lot of these Playmobil steering wheels, they're not completely rounded. They leave a place open so you can get feet and stuff to go in them. So sometimes if you don't set them all the way down, you just kind of do halfway and slide them in. And then you can pop them on down. They usually sit in there pretty good that way. And they usually have just the right length arms that they actually hold onto the steering wheels pretty good. And look pretty natural holding the steering wheel, and it'll stay on the steering wheel. That's the other cool thing about it. A lot of times these figures, you get them on the steering wheel and you get one hand on, the other one wants to pop off. But like I said, the engineering, they do a really good job of making things go to just the right lengths and stuff to make them snap nicely. I'm going to put him like that, like he's looking out the window. And I'll do Hannibal over here looking out the other window. And he's got places for his feet. Looks like they got cup holders. I don't have any cups. But I think like some other sets that, you know, Playmobil sets have cups. So you could like borrow stuff from other sets and, you know, play with it and do different things. Like they have some drinks or something. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And that looks pretty good. Alright. And then we'll put... I'm going to give Face the binoculars because he's holding them in this picture. But he's also holding on to some kind of handle, which it doesn't exist unless he's holding on to this tank thing, which you really shouldn't do because you can break that off and cause a leak. I think that's why they have him holding on to that. They got him holding on to that. That's not recommended by OSHA or whoever. Alright, we'll try to set up kind of like they do in this picture. And we'll have him... He doesn't have the binocular handles on the binoculars in the picture, but I'm not going to take those off. I'm going to leave them the way they are. Whoop. Right, get back on there. There we go. So that's sort of how they have him on the picture. And then they got Murdock up on the roof for some reason. And there's nothing for him to hold on to up there. So I know what the reason is. They wanted to have all four in the picture, and if he was inside the van, you wouldn't see but three of them from that angle. So that's why they have him on the roof like a howling mad Murdock. But I'm going to set him. You know what? We're just not going to put him in there. That's what we'll do. So let's close it up, put the lid on, top on, and then have it like they're kind of hanging out here. They're not actually going down the road. And he can be like, hey, everybody, I'm talking to my hand puppet because I'm crazy. And he's like, oh, Murdock, you're crazy. And then Mr. T's like, you crazy fool. I pity the fool who uses sock puppets on his hand. I can do a better Mr. T than that. My voice still isn't completely back yet. But anyway. Murdock, he would probably have a stick of dynamite in one hand while having a sock puppet on the other. That seems about right for him. So let's see how this works. It has a place, a little slot. Does that go? Yeah, that's so that their hand can fit in there. So there. That looks about right for Murdock. Stick of dynamite and a sock puppet. All right. well, let's finish this up real quick, this review. In conclusion, I like the vehicle. I think it's good. It rolls good. The figures look good in it. The seats are a little bit to be desired, and the placement of the welder tanks and the lack of being able to put the tools in there without them sliding all over the place and having to collect them all again to put them back. But you could put a little, just a little piece, one of those little glue dots or something to hold it in place, maybe, and just kind of set it there. And I think I have a couple of these little clamps extra from another set. You could actually put some more stuff on the pegboard if you had some extra of these little clamps, because there's lots of holes. So you probably got some things you could do. I'm gonna look at one thing. I don't think this will fit, but I'm curious. You got the milk cartons. Oh, they will. Okay, you can put the milk cartons in the cup holders. They fit, even though they're square and you're putting a square peg in a round hole. They're small enough they fit, so that's kind of cool. I wish the blueprints would all fit in here. That way you don't have some extra ones. You're like, what am I supposed to do with these? Or if you had extra pegs, you could probably figure out a way to make those stick off of this board also, because they're the same width right here as that flashlight and stuff. So you could snap them on there. But what else? This door, we didn't really talk about this door, but I don't think it's meant to come off. It didn't show it come off in the picture. It has this double hinge thing, so that way you can kind of, in the show it would actually slide back like a sliding door. But this one, it has like a hinge deal, which is all right. I mean, it needs to be that way to be effective, but in the show, the door was wider and it would have went further back and be a bigger opening. But it does snap back into place good and don't look wonky, so I'm alright with that. The doors on the back snap into place good and don't look wonky, so I'm okay with that. And by not looking wonky, I mean, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and set these guys in here. I'm going to make it all inclusive here. Everything's going to be inside. Alright, so we got Murdock, Faceman, Hannibal, and BA. Milk cartons are in the carton. We got the toolbox on the back floorboard. And that leaves only the lug nut wrench and two blueprints with blank blueprints. So we'll just throw all that in the back. Close all this up so it's one big carrying case basically. And that's good on a play scale, because when your kid's playing with it and they're done, they can just throw all those in there and set it on the shelf. I do like that part of these. That's good to store for the night, and all their stuff's in here rattling around. There's no glass on the back windows. The rest actually has it's not real glass, it's plastic, but if that has some glass on there, you could turn this thing upside down, whatever, and not lose any pieces. So kind of wish it had the plastic back here also, just to make it more like something a kid could carry around without losing their pieces out of it. But I mean, if you're done playing for the night and you're just like, I'm going to throw all my stuff in here, set it on the shelf, it displays nicely. So I like that part of it. Now, while I was talking about looking wonky, let me just toss all this aside to make some room on my table here. I'm going to do a little side-by-side comparison. The A-Team van that came out when the A-Team movie came out, the one that had Liam Neeson and all that. This is the one that came out. I was so excited when I saw that. I always wanted the one. Was it LJN? There was a A-Team line of toys from the 80s. And it looked about like this Playmobil van, actually. It was about the same size. The top came off. You could set the figures inside. They were 3 3/4 inch figures. And I always wanted that. I had like the other stuff from that line, but the van was the iconic thing from that show. And I never got the van. I always wanted the van. It had some kind of tank and a boat and some other things. But this is about the right size for that. Those figures wouldn't fit in here because, as I discussed in one of the Back to the Future videos, the one with the DeLorean, these figures, when they sit down, their arms are about the same length as their legs. As you can see, their arms stick out to the same place their legs stick out to. And that's how the seats are designed in these vehicles. So there's no leg room. On the 3 3/4 inch figures, they're more to scale with actual people. So their legs are actually about twice as long as their arms. So they stick out about here. And usually their knees don't bend. But even if they did, there's no, the way these are, all the seats are flat. There's nowhere for the legs to go down, even if they bent. So you can't really use these for putting 3 3/4 inch figures in. But externally, they are pretty much to scale with the 3 3/4 inch figures. So if you had some 3 3/4 inch figures that you wanted to display with this, and just have them standing around it and use it for more of a backdrop or diorama piece, they look good with it. I mean, they're the right scale and everything. And this, if you never had the one as a kid that I'm talking about, this would be a good stand-in without having to pay a whole lot for one. If you got maybe, I think they sold the figures on a card, like the whole 4-pack. A lot of people end up with those, I think. So, I mean, if you have those and you want the van, this would be a good thing to put in the background and stand them around and stuff. Back to this. This is the one that came out when the movie came out, and it was a 3 3/4 inch line. The figures looked like they did in the movie, which means they didn't look as good as the guys from the TV show. They look kind of odd to me. I don't know. They didn't look like my A-Team. But anyway, but still, I'm like, well, we get the van, and it's a 3 3/4 inch scale van, and it makes noises, and that's awesome. And the lights flash, and it has so much potential, but the doors are wonky. They don't stay shut. When they open, they're just like cheap plastic kind of stuff. And that door's not too bad, but this one won't stay shut. It's always like cattywampus. The sliding door is horrible. And it's hard to stay on, really. It doesn't want to snap in usually and stay in. And if you actually act like you're sliding it back, it's just like that. And on the back it says, door is detachable. No kidding. Is it reattachable? It doesn't want to stay in there. So this is usually what it looks like, best case scenario, because you can get it to pop in, but it'll pop back out on its own after a little time usually. See, if you didn't play with it much, I hadn't never played with this one really. I just got it for display purposes, but I actually got it for other purposes, but it's only good for display purposes really. So I got that in place. Push this in, that falls down. You get it pushed in, and you look around, this part sticking out up here. You push that in, it pops out. It's like you can't get both doors to shut at the same time. It's almost impossible. And if you get it that way, you don't touch it, because, and it'll still pop out on its own probably. But this thing bugs the crap out of me. It's so pesty. The back doors don't open. The top doesn't open. You put the figures in through the doors. And it just, I don't know. I wanted the top to open or something like this one did. The only cool feature is a couple of the sound effects. Most of them are annoying. Now that is the most annoying one to me, because how many times do you want Mr. T to say that while you're playing with it? Maybe once, but not every 5th time. It makes 5 sounds. That part's pretty cool. The cannon fire or something that apparently makes the lights flicker when it goes off.
We'll need a plan.
Okay, that's short. That's not so annoying, but how many times does he need to say that? I'd rather just make noises and not have phrases from the movie, I guess is what I'm saying. Because noises, you can have shooting going on. You can have the car racing. I don't know why the lights flash. I wish the headlights just came on or something and didn't flash, but they made it flash.
What's up, girl?
Here he is. And it'd be even better if they had multiple buttons so that you can pick the sound when you wanted it when you're playing, and not have to cycle through.
We'll need a plan.
Those are okay.
What's up, girl?
That one.
Miss me? 'Cause I miss you.
Oh boy.
Waves too long, baby.
So anyway, the other thing I had gripe about the movie is the van was hardly even in the movie, but for like a cameo. I don't know why they would make a movie about the A-Team and not make the van all the way through it, but that's just, I have a lot of complaints. I liked the movie for what it was, but it wasn't the classic TV show. I mean, some things you just can't recreate. It's just not possible. But they could have recreated the toy line. They could have even made it like they did with Jurassic Park and stuff, and do like legendary or whatever they call it, where like they do with Indiana Jones figures. They're coming out with new Indiana Jones figures. Are they going to base them on the 90-year-old Indiana Jones in the movie, the new movie? No, they're hoping they'll bring Indiana Jones interest back, and they're putting out basically a Black Series line of the original Indiana Jones people from the Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's a classic. You can't go wrong. The movie will spawn interest, and they'll do that. That's what they should have done with this. Make them look like they did in the TV show. As far as the toys go, the movie sparks interest, gets people interested in it again, and then they can sell those classic versions. And this van, the biggest gripe I have is this. That is horrible. What is that even? Do you even need that? I mean, this one has it. But look at this. This is Playmobil. That's sturdy. That's well made. It holds its shape. This is cheap. That's just ridiculous. That's all that is. The lights are on this. It just looks like it doesn't really have a lot of good scale. The paint's bad. I was very disappointed in this one. But the Playmobil, I'm excited about, even though it's not actually meant for 3 3/4 inch figures. That is a better vehicle, as far as I'm concerned, as a backdrop or diorama piece. So, in conclusion, if you see one of these for $5, get it. Don't pay a lot for it. It's not worth a lot. I'm probably going to get rid of this and put this in its place where I had this, because I never even opened. I got the figures for this. I never opened them. I left them on the card. That's not like me. I usually open them up, but there was nothing emotionally attached to me about those figures. They're based on the ones from the movie. It didn't look like the original A-Team. I thought the van was cool. I opened it up. I was disappointed at the moment I opened it. I wish I left it in the box. And I would sell this with the figures right now. I think I probably am going to sell this with the carded figures and be done with this whole movie line. And put this on the shelf I had that one on. It's almost the same scale. And to me, it looks better than the one that's supposed to be more screen accurate, being a targeted more towards kids. Even the wheels. The wheels have writing and the red hubcaps. I know it's based on the TV show. Maybe the one in the movie didn't have the red. I'm not even sure. But look at the lights. The lights have colors to them. This one's just like, well, I guess it does have some silver up in there, but you don't notice it unless you raise it up the way they're aimed. That's all cheap rubber, like cheap plastic too. So, like I said, I'm usually positive. I try to be non-critical as much as I can because I try to give everything a fair chance. But this movie version of this van, that's just horrible. It was just unnecessary. It could have been done so much better. But I am pleased with the Playmobil stuff that I've been reviewing. I wish the people making Playmobil would make stuff for Star Wars Vintage Collection, and not saying to take it away from Hasbro, but hire those people to come work for Hasbro because they are good at scaling things accurately and making things out of quality materials that hold its shape and snap into place. And I'm happy with Playmobil as far as quality, definitely. Okay, so this turned out to be a very long review. I wasn't meaning for it to, but we were missing stickers. Ran into a few things that I wanted to compare to, and it ultimately became a review for a negative review for this A-Team movie version of the van. But that also gives you a comparison of the scale. I mean, they're both pretty much in line with a 1/18 scale externally. And it just gives you an idea. But this one's just slightly smaller. But since you can't really put the figures in it anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's close enough if you want to set them side by side, set the figures outside it. Personally, the original one didn't look as screen accurate as this one, but the play features on it was better because you could actually put the figures in it and stuff. So the vintage A-Team van is probably still your classic go-to toy. And I do actually have one of those now. I didn't have it when I was a kid, but I did get one later on as an adult. And I saw it the other day. So when I come across that again, I'll do I have a whole box of all those A-Team toys. I think I got the whole set, maybe. I got most of them. So I will do reviews of those eventually. And I'll try to throw this in as a comparison. I'll try to hold on to this one and not sell it until I do a comparison to the old one, just so we can compare the three. And that'll be down the road. It won't be in the near future, but at some point I'll do that. And I guess that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Check out my other Playmobil reviews. And I got some more coming with the Ghostbuster Playmobil stuff and Scooby-Doo stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you'll like and subscribe and check out my other videos. And I'll have more A-Team stuff, the vintage A-Team figures and stuff. Do some videos of those soon. So if you're into A-Team stuff, check back at my channel. I'll eventually have some more content with A-Team toys. And don't buy this. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. One more thing I wanted to add to this review. I was putting the box back together just now. Just kind of putting the inserts in the way that it was packed originally. And just out of curiosity, I put the van back in now that it's assembled, and it fits in there perfectly. And since this has a box, I call it a cake box, but it's, let me back up a little bit here. Since it has a box that opens like this, it closes. The only thing is, it bows up a little bit right there where that spoiler and lights are. But if you put it back in here, I'd put something between it so it doesn't scratch it, like the instructions or something. You take this off and just lay it across like that. It fits perfectly with closing the box. All your contents are back in there. I do like that about Playmobil. A lot of times you can put things back in the box and store them away on the shelf until you want to play with them again or something. Or display them again if you want to change your displays out. If you got a shelf that you keep a lot of board games or something, they stack real nicely like board games do. And they even display pretty nicely. See like what's in the contents are and stuff. So I just wanted to add that just because to me the packaging is part of the review, and the Playmobil packaging has some unique potential sometimes. So especially storing things away for a while. As you notice, I kept all my Playmobil boxes all the time. I've already opened the Scooby-Doo one and the Firehouse one and the DeLorean one, and I put the contents back in when I'm done. So I'll just show you this one real quick. This is the DeLorean I reviewed, and after I did all my reviews, this one actually has almost all of the Back to the Future sets in it. I bagged the little figures. You get these little bags for about 100 of them for about $2 or something at Walmart. So each little figure I put in an individual bag. That keeps them from scratching each other up or getting damaged. And the car fits in there, and with the lid closing, I just try to put things in there that's like some bags or something in between any hard things so you don't scratch your car or your windshield or something like that. But pretty much the entire, except for the backdrops like the courthouse and those little cardboard backdrops, this is every Back to the Future Playmobil set in the original set with the DeLoreans, what I call a cake box. And that's a pretty heavy box when you put it all in there, but it holds a lot and it displays on the shelf. And like I was saying, if you have a shelf where you keep board games and stuff, they stack nicely. I haven't opened this one yet, but if you notice, a lot of these are the same size. So I mean, they really stack nicely. And they look pretty cool on the shelf because you can see the contents. That one might turn better that way, maybe. Now this one's not. Okay, yeah, this one is. Actually, I have opened this one. I'm sorry. This is a lot of the Ghostbusters content. No, okay, this one I've opened, but I haven't put it together yet. This is one of the ones I'm going to be reviewing soon, but you can get a lot of the different sets in one box, so you can put your other boxes away and have better use of space also. Like I said, all of the Back to the Future sets I did are in that one box, except for the cardboard backdrops. So anyway, I'm just trying to get some storage ideas and better use of space and better preservation of your items. I don't know. I just thought that would be useful information. But thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. And leave a comment. Let me know if you've already been doing that with your storing your boxes and stuff, or that's a good idea, or what you think about it. And I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe. Have a good day.